sports. It's in the game.
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Today's matchup features one of the best passing offenses in the NFL. The Eagles are #1 in total pass yards, going up against the Chiefs, who will have to be at their best to slow them down. With that, let's hand it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 6 matchup.
Thank you, Larry. It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look live there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they enter play here. They're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense, too. They're the tone setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Chiefs, they come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by their 6'5 quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
He didn't have as many throws or plays in college as many of the quarterbacks that were coming out in the draft, but he maximized what he had. Ended up winning 2 national championships as a starting quarterback at North Dakota State.
the ground, the first carry for Ryan Matthews. And he spins past him and into space. And he makes it all the way down to the 19. A big gain there on the first play of the game. 46 yards on the ground. And the elder statesman with a big run. He's hit that dreaded 3-0. He still can churn it.
I love the way you treat him with respect. Elder statesman. You didn't just call him an old guy or anything like that.
You an elder statesman.
I love the way he can still play. Talk about running it with savvy now.
In the red zone this time. They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
All right, here we go.
They go play action for Matthews. Now Wentz. And he can't corral it. Maybe a big missed opportunity there defensively in the end zone. And now 3rd down. Offense in a little bit of a bind here. 9 yards to go on 3rd down. Play fake to Matthews. Now it's Wentz. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They go play action here on 1st down. Jordan Matthews, the one he was looking for. And it's 2nd down. On play action, it's Wentz. And he's got his man. That's the veteran Selleck with an Eagle touchdown. Brent Selleck, his first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there. And that's exactly why you want to drop those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. But if you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle. Tough. They couldn't handle it. It worked out for 6. So here come the Chiefs for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the former #1 overall pick, also the former Utah Ute. It's Alex Smith. And when people believe in you, it is amazing what you can accomplish. Many thought Alex Smith's career was pretty much over in San Francisco, but a new regime came in, and he resurrected his career in a big way. Took San Francisco to the NFC Championship game before moving on to Kansas City and playing really well for the Chiefs, too. On 1st and 10, Smith. And his first pass is incomplete. The veteran Jeremy Maclin was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Here we go with Jamal Charles. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Going underneath for Charles. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, Dustin Colquitt to punt for KC.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Fielded at the 33. Are you kidding me?
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle, and nearly picked off there, almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down. So 2nd and 10 here.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play.
And this is caught inside the 5. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
They went for the haymaker there, didn't they? A big shot towards the end zone, and they came up with the catch, but they were tackled short of the goal line. The defense escaped the big one there. Now they've got to try and hold them to a field goal attempt.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And Matthews has got it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jordan Matthews. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Now after the touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now here comes Kansas City. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Back to throw, Smith. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. And we peek at the defense now for Philadelphia.
Fletcher Cox is a first-round pick who has fulfilled his promise. One of the best defensive linemen in the NFL.
Second down following the incompletion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down. And the Eagles will go with an extra DB here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd.
Thinking pass all the way.
Smith. And that is incomplete. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver. And that brings up 4th down. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he'll kick it away for the second time. That's pulled in at the 32. It'll be a 39-yard punt. Give him a good 10 yards on the return. And the Eagles take possession. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along.
That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to be marked down deep into Kansas City territory. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're...
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jordan Matthews with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Eagles add on to their lead.
Well, Brandon, if we go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator, he showed us his script. Didn't show us everything now. He said, here's the script for the game. I think everything's going according to plan in a big way. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's about as good. That is as good as you can do, I guess. So, well done.
Yeah, well done indeed. Tremendous execution.
Now, after the touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now here comes Kansas City. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Benny Logan in there on the tackle.
Now, that result is no surprise. This team is bringing back memories of what? The 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. Those teams were so great against the run, they made you abandon any plans of doing that when you played against them.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've hit the end of quarter 1. 21-0 our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They'll face a third down conversion attempt here, 3rd and 3. A shotgun snap for Smith. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into... The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch.
Looking to hit Matthews, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Again, it's Charles. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll be a loss of a yard, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
Partner, we're into the second quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensing the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Throwing is Smith. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
On the run, it's Charles. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. Give the tackle that time to Rodney McLeod.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. From the gun on third down, Smith. And this is going to be incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver. And now it's fourth down.
All right, let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys. Because the offense guys are always taught, find the first down sticks and make the play. Well, on defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Please tell me this doesn't come off as snarky, but that's a relative chip shot. I mean, you've got to be able to execute that one. I don't care what they design on the other side about trying to block the kick. That should be 3 points on the board.
Yeah, and we've talked about it before. If you're out at 55, 60 yards, low trajectory from here, you get that thing up, this should be free.
Yeah.
He's got a man, complete. They get 31 yards that time. And it'll be a Philadelphia first down.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
And now he'll turn, and off his back foot, he'll heave this deep. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there. Well, he just threw an interception last drive, nearly another pick.
And things aren't very even right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it? It's kind of different between driving on those paved roads and those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it? So that's the way this game's going right now. A lot of bouncy bounce to it.
You spent some time on some Tennessee country roads.
I certainly have. Plenty of family back there. God love them.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a feeling those highlights will be pretty one-sided, too.
I think you're right, partner.
Hurry up, here we go.
They go play action here on first down. And his throw here's incomplete. Trying to go back to Matthews there. That'll bring up second down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Now Wentz on third down. This will be caught at about the 3. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. It's the fullback. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead. And he wasn't blocking or running it there. They tossed it to him.
And you remember the good old days when the 49ers were riding roughshod in the league? They used their fullback in pass plays all the time. Roger Craig, Tom Rathman, those guys were terrific at running these types of plays.
So that drives 7 plays in length, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Now after the touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete.
One of the things I love about this game is there's a match of wits throughout the game. Who's going to get the advantage? Who's going to catch someone off guard? I feel like the offense thought they might catch the defense off balance with that play call, but unfortunately, that didn't work for them.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And out now come the Eagles. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Matthews unable to hang on, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Unable to connect on the 1st down pass play. Now it's 2nd down.
All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
Play fake to Matthews. Now it's Wentz. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. 23 yards on the play. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Never mind, Larry. Forget your halftime report. Apparently, we are set for the 3rd quarter of action already. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And they're going to go soft on the corners. 2nd half starts with a run by Jamal Charles. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there.
Here's Smith now on 2nd down, and he will find his man on the outside. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
Here's Smith. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. 30. 20. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. It's a big play there for the Chiefs. 56 yards.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
And as we've seen throughout this season, it's no picnic trying to score touchdowns against this unit. They're ranked number 1 against the run. But it's also difficult because it's not easy to throw the ball against them either.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. So second down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember.
Well, that field goal block pretty much sums up the day for them, doesn't it?
Boy, it really does. What's the word we often use? Symptomatic. It's just been a sign of how this one's gone.
Give a lot of credit to the guys who got in and blocked the kick. They've had the advantage all game, and they continue to press it.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And almost intercepted. It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart, and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down. So the youngster able to use the legs to pick up the 1st.
And one of my pet peeves when they see this guy play, when Carson Wentz takes off running the football, I always hear people go, oh, he's sneaky athletic. No, he's athletic. Watch him do it. It's an integral part of the quarterback run game, and he gets it done very, very well.
Yeah, you don't like sneaky athletic, do you? That's just kind of a jab in the back.
Yeah, not when it doesn't apply. I think that's a stereotype that needs to be broken down for him. I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times. Tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Now Wentz. He gets it to Matthews, complete. And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw. A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off, didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
And he can't corral it. Maybe a big missed opportunity there defensively in the end zone. And now 3rd down. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
And it's caught by Selleck. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key 1st down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. It's the fullback. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Eagles continue to roll.
Well, after another passing touchdown, I don't think it'd be an understatement to say that he's in the zone, and I believe he likes it.
And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Or the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Five wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side. On 1st and 10, Smith. Conley's got it over the middle. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 54 yards. So they're operating in the red zone.
A lot of receivers see the drag route as a risk-reward type of a play. The risk, going into the middle of the field where there's some big people who want to hit you. But the reward is oftentimes you get lost in coverage, running a little bit underneath. And when you catch it just right, as we just saw there, the end result can be a big, big play. I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. They lost 4 there, and it's third down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
They'll come out in the pistol. They run it. It's Charles. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
What a game this defense has played. They're pitching a shutout, so it'd be fun to watch down the stretch to see if their defensive coordinator continues to be as aggressive as he's been all game long.
Another shot here for Charles. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Wasn't that long ago that the NFL guys really didn't adopt much from the college game. But one thing that has crept in there is spreading things out, opening things up, not even just in tempo.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make it.
This is caught inside the 15. They got 29 yards that time.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say, you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
But right now, maybe they're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks any fantasy team that has this defense.
Caught, Kelsey, left side. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. On second down, here's Smith. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Second down now after the incompletion. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Smith, quick slant, that's caught by the veteran Macklin. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
To throw is Smith. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. Second and 10, Smith again. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now it's Smith, and he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. Running out of steam and get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, when you've got a kicker out there who's already missed twice, he definitely would rather have about a 30-yarder rather than one from a neighboring county.
Can we agree to just give him a pass on that one? It would have definitely been a way to turn his mood around, but instead, it's a third miss and another scoreless possession.
Wentz to throw. Going deep here for Matthews. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They go play action for Matthews. Now Wentz. Now he's going to let it go deep back over the middle. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. 10 yards to go on third.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short, and you can make plays that way, but I like what you just said. Throw it to him deep and get it in a big chunk.
But incomplete on that try.
And they just had another big completion there, and I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game, and however it turns out, it turns out.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Eagles, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll try again next week at home against New England. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew,
draw. Hard to admit that I used to draw. Portraiture in a human form. Doodle of a two-headed unicorn. It was soothing. Moving his arm in a fusion of...
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
It was tangible truth for a youth to refuse to belong. No name nuisance. Who's in a bedroom? Who's in a brand new cuneiform? Barely commune with the horde. Got a whole grayscale ungluing his world. Might zone amp to the yap of the magpie. Unseen hand dragging his graphite. Cross contour, little bit of backlight. Black ink after a Bristol to baptize. You can imagine a rush that ensue when you get 3 dimensions stuffed in a 2. Then it's off to a school where it's all you can do. Being trained and observed by a capable few. Back in New York by peeps and a dog in a 2-bedroom doing menial jobs. Plus rhyming and stealing and being a clod. Distractions, freedom, a rod. I left some years of deer in the light. I left some will the spirit away. I let my fears materialize. I let my skills deteriorate. Horn about a thought of what I should have been. Continuing a mission that was rooted in a 20-year affinity and rickety condition with an ID crisis. Snap on the front lawn, look up in the sky. It's shapes falling out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. And now we're colors pouring out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. Used to paint. Hard to admit that I used to paint. Natural light on a human face. Stenciled fire in his roommate's face. It was bloom and addiction. A miss and a push and a pigment. Book like a tattooed pigskin look. Pinhead kids at a minute. Drank Kool-Aid from a tube of acrylic. And I grew up in a linseed oil or a linen. Joy to the poison. Voice to the resin. Capture a map of a gesture. Back up, add a little accurate fat to the figure. Redo that, move that inward. Zinc white lightning shoots from his fingers. Studio strewn with illusion and tinctures. Stay tuned for the spooky adventures. You can imagine the stars that align when a forearm starts foreshortening right. Or a torso hung on a warping spine in proportion. Reads as warm and alive. Routine day with a dirt cheap brush. Then a week goes by and it goes untouched. Then 2, then 3, then a month. And the rest of your life to beat yourself up. I left some seasons eager to fall. I left some work to bury alive. I let my means of being dissolve. I let my person curl up and die. Eating up his innards and unfeasible anxiety is brutally committed to relinquishing his privacy, aligning with the trials of the anti-Midas. Snap on the back lawn, look up in the sky. It's shapes falling out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. And now we're colors pouring out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. Just to count your rings.
Rusty